So what we're trying to find out is we are trying to find out what is the egg count and what are we trying to measure. So let's say if this is the ovary there are follicles which you cannot see and there are follicles which you can see. And what are these follicles? These are, in literal terms, these are, let's say, the eggs, which are the short-term and the long-term reserve of the ovary. Now, if you see these small follicles, these are measured by a hormone known as AMH. It's a blood test that tells you approximately how many eggs are left in your ovary. As eggs grow, they become larger and they become what we call as antral follicles. These are what are seen on a scan. So if you have small follicles and your big follicles seen on a scan. This is your short-term reserve, and that can only be seen on a scan. These follicles grow, and one egg is released. So in a scan, what are we looking at? We're looking at, is the ovarian normal? What is the number of small follicles? That's a blood test. And what can we see on a scan? And these are the antral follicles. That is your short-term reserve. Next, if you come to the follicle, now the question is, can you see eggs on a scan? And the answer is no, you can't. What you can see follicles. Now, what are follicles? Follicles are these fluid-filled areas, and the structure is very different. So you see cells outside, which is called as the theca, and you are going to see blood vessels that come in. The most important thing that you see is this fluid-filled area, which is called as the antral follicle. When you see a scan, you'll be able to see these dark fluid-filled areas. That's what you can see. But what's inside there? Inside you see lots of cells. And you can see a small bunch of cells, which is known as the cumulus. On top of it is the egg. So all these cells start secreting estrogen. And that's how you will know that a follicle is growing. But again, when you say, can you see eggs on a scan? You can't. You can only see these follicles on a scan. And this follicle structure is an egg. It has cells around the egg which secrete estrogen and a follicular fluid. So what happens in nature is that egg is released out, and what is left behind is called as the corpus luteum. And this secretes progesterone. That's to a certain extent how the egg is generated and how it starts working.